Dafür, the second phone that changed everything. Sophia had always believed that trust was the strongest foundation of love. She and Ethan had been together for 4 years, and during that time they had built what looked like the perfect relationship. They laughed together, traveled together, celebrated birthdays, and talked about getting married someday. Everyone around them admired their relationship. "You two are made for each other," friends would often say. Sophia smiled every time she heard those words because she believed they were true. Ethan always knew the right things to say. Every morning he sent her a good morning message, and every night he reminded her how much he loved her. At least that's what she thought. Over the last few months, however, little things began to change. Ethan became protective of his phone. He suddenly started working late almost every evening. Weekend plans were often canceled because of urgent meetings. Whenever Sophia asked if everything was okay, Ethan simply smiled. "Work has just been stressful," he would say. Sophia wanted to believe him. Love often makes people ignore the warning signs they would never ignore in anyone else. One Friday evening, Ethan came over for dinner. They laughed, watched a movie, and everything seemed normal. As he left, he kissed Sophia goodbye and hurried out the door. 10 minutes later, a phone started ringing on the coffee table. Sophia looked around in confusion. It wasn't Ethan's usual phone, it was another one. She assumed he must have forgotten a work phone, so she picked it up to call him. Before she could unlock it, a message appeared on the screen. "I already miss you. Last night was perfect. Naft." Sophia's heart stopped. She stared at the message, hoping she had misunderstood. Then another notification appeared. "When will she find out? I hate sharing you." The room suddenly felt silent. Her hands were shaking so badly she almost dropped the phone. Just then, the front door opened. Ethan had rushed back to get the phone. The moment he saw it in Sophia's hands, the color disappeared from his face. Neither of them spoke. The silence was louder than any argument. Finally, Ethan whispered, "Sophia, I can explain." She looked at him with tears in her eyes. "Can you explain why you needed a second phone?" He lowered his head. "Can you explain why another woman says she hates sharing you?" Still, he said nothing. Sophia felt her entire world collapse. She had imagined many futures with Ethan. None of them looked like this. "I'm sorry," Ethan finally said. "It didn't mean anything." Sophia couldn't help but laugh through her tears. "It meant enough for you to lie every single day." He tried to step closer, but she took a step back. "I made a mistake," he said. She shook her head slowly. "No, Ethan. Sending one message might be a mistake. Forgetting an anniversary might be a mistake. Cheating is a decision you make over and over again." For the first time since they had met, Ethan had nothing to say. Sophia walked to her bedroom and opened a small wooden box. Inside was the promise ring Ethan had given her 2 years earlier. She placed it gently into his hand. "I loved you with everything I had," she said quietly. "But I love myself enough to walk away." Tears rolled down Ethan's face. "Please don't leave me." Sophia looked at him one last time. "The saddest part isn't that you cheated. It's that I trusted you completely." She opened the front door. Without another word, Ethan walked away. The following weeks were the hardest of Sophia's life. She cried during quiet nights. She deleted hundreds of photos they had taken together. She packed away birthday gifts, movie tickets, and handwritten notes. Every memory felt heavier than the last. Friends encouraged her to move on. But healing doesn't happen overnight. It happens one day at a time. Months passed. Instead of waiting for Ethan's messages, Sophia focused on herself. She joined a gym. She traveled with friends. She started reading books she had always wanted to finish. Slowly, the pain became smaller. One afternoon, while walking through a park, she heard someone call her name. It was Ethan. He looked different. Older, more tired. "I've been looking for you," he said. "I ended everything. I know I don't deserve another chance, but I still love you." Sophia smiled politely. "I believe you regret what happened." He nodded. "I do, but regret isn't the same as trust." He lowered his eyes. "I would do anything to fix it." Sophia took a deep breath. "The problem is, I don't need you to fix my life anymore. For a moment, neither of them spoke. Then she smiled, not out of revenge, but because she had finally found peace. She turned around and continued walking. This time, she didn't look back. Ethan stood there watching her disappear into the crowd. Only then did he truly understand what he had lost. Sophia had once given him unconditional love. He traded it for temporary excitement, and by the time he realized its value, it was already gone forever. Some people think cheating only breaks a relationship. The truth is, it breaks trust, memories, promises, and the future two people once imagined together. But sometimes the end of one love story becomes the beginning of a stronger life. Sophia didn't get revenge, she got something far more valuable. She got herself back.